you a lesbian? Or it would be like, oh, you're lesa.
Do you have trouble now with the word lesbian?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No.
Where was the switch for that? Was
I
there
think
a certain...
show. The L is the first letter in the LGBTQ+, because during the AIDS crisis, it was the lesbians that were helping the men that were affected by AIDS. And it wasn't until sort of recently that looking back, I was depressed.
Oh,
But I didn't realise it until, recently.
Yeah.
Oh, Bobs, I'm sorry.
You know, it's like you're in a new group and it's like, right, introduce yourself.
Yeah,
It's like,
Icebreaker. Tell us 3 truths.
Yeah, no.
God.
I always want to call you... Is it because you work with someone called Georgie?
So I've been referring to you as Georgie. I don't know if you hate that or...
do.
You do. I will not call you Georgie.
I think the only person who can get away with calling me Georgie is probably my dad.
Okay.
But that's from as a kid. That's what
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to.
And then I've had it sometimes with football, where a manager's called me it, and I'm like, eye twitching. I'm like, please don't do
But
that.
you don't have any nicknames?
G.
G.
Also,
Okay.
I've used to get called.
Oh, I like
G.
George.
Yeah, same. But I get
You're
G,
G.
pretty much G
Okay.
all the time.
Okay.
So, Georgie, no, just... Welcome. You're from I Kissed a Girl, season 1,
Yeah.
and you're a professional football player.
Yeah, semi-professional.
Semi-professional. I have no knowledge at all about football, so I'm so sorry if I
that's
say
okay.
stuff wrong. Okay,
No.
I don't want to say the wrong thing.
It's nice to not talk loads about football. So,
Okay.
your lack of knowledge is fantastic.
You
Your
being
ignorance
stupid.
is great.
Let's talk about I Kissed a Girl. So I was saying earlier that the reason why I couldn't wait to have you on was because there were we're getting straight into it. Sorry, don't relax. We're getting straight into it. There was a scene where you were by the pool, I think, and I think it was early on in the season, wasn't it? It wasn't.
Yeah.
And we started watching it, and we were like, oh, it's nice. It feels like a different vibe to I Kissed a Boy and all that kind of stuff. And then you started talking about. I think you asked the question in general to the group, how do you identify, right? Do you say lesbian? Do you say gay?
Yeah.
And what shocked me about it was, first of all, I've always had a hard time myself saying I'm gay. When I first came out, I found it really awkward to say those words. But the way the general consensus of the girls were, they all kind of felt the same way.
Yeah.
Did that feel like a validation, or did that worry you more?
No, I think at the time it was validation, because it was
Okay.
nice to sort of be in a similar boat to other people and realizing that you're not the only one thinking that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think you can sometimes get caught up in your own thoughts, thinking, "Am I the only one that thinks like this?
Yeah.
Is it just me? What's wrong with me?" But then I think hearing all the other girls sort of, or not all of them, but a few of them being "Yeah, I feel the same." It was nice.
You had a tough time saying lesbian.
Yeah.
What was that? How was your experience of coming out? What kind of caused that?
I mean, I always trace that back to sort of school and how lesbian was always used in a sort of negative way. I think coming out, for me, it was something that I internally struggled with quite a lot. But I think when I actually came out, it was not that difficult, because I'd moved, and when I moved to the new place, it was just sort of I'm gay.
Yeah.
And a lot of the girls assumed I was gay anyway, so it wasn't it wasn't a weird conversation where I had to tell people that knew me and thought I was straight that I wasn't straight, because I think that was the thing that I struggled with.
Right.
Okay.
I was at university in America, and I think a lot of the girls thought I was gay, or they probably knew I was gay, looking back, but some of them thought I was straight. So then having to have that conversation where it was I couldn't physically get the words out to be I'm actually not straight, I'm gay. And a lot of them would have probably been yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do that. But then when I moved, it was just yeah, I'm gay. And everyone was yeah, fair.
Yeah.
That was so easy.
Yeah.
And I think coming out to my mum, again, similar to you, I couldn't say gay.
Okay.
I think when I came out to my mum, I was the chances that I'm going to be with a man are very slim.
That's so cute.
Just going around.
I think I sort of, because I would come home at Christmas from university and I would sort of drop little
bit.
nuggets here and there.
Yeah.
The first time I did it, I can't remember which Christmas it was. I think, I don't know if I think got drunk on New Year's with her and then planted some seeds. And then I think it might have been the next Christmas where I was chances I'm going to be with a man very slim.
Yeah.
And she was just okay.
Oh,
I was that's fine.
Yeah.
She was there was no issues with her and everything. She just wanted me to be happy. It was just a lot of stuff that was built up in my head.
Yeah. And did you did everyone in the family take it okay?
Yeah. I think Didn't tell my dad until I had a girlfriend.
Mhm.
So I was probably like a couple years after. And he was just like, oh. And I'd like spent the whole day with him. And then
Right.
as I was like leaving to get out the car, I was like, I've got a girlfriend, by the way.
Okay.
And he was like, oh. He was like, you could have told me that sooner.
Yeah.
I was like, I know.
We
But
could have spoke about
I
it.
was like, bye.
Oh.
And then I don't think I even told my brother. I think I just posted my girlfriend on my Instagram. And then my sister-in-law saw it and was like ecstatic.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
told him and he was just, he's not bothered.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
that's
So-
nice.
yeah,
I think
so
it's nice to hear stories of like people that just come out and it's
Yeah.
fine. Like I don't think it all needs to be like trauma and like
God.
intense and things like
Yeah.
that. So I think that's cool. But it's really interesting, like the word lesbian
Yeah.
had an effect on you. Like,
Yeah.
was it bullying at school, or do you know where that might have been?
I don't think sort of like not like specific sort of targeted bullying. Essentially, I think it was just sort of because I was sort of more tomboy and like played loads of sports, and it was like, oh, like are you a lesbian, or it'd be like, oh, you're lesa, like the way it was
From
used
guys
and
or
delivered.
girls?
A bit of both.
Oh, really?
To be honest,
Okay.
yeah. So like I think when I was younger, like primary school, used to play football with the boys at break time, and that was fine from the boys, but like some of the girls thought it was weird. Like I remember
Okay.
getting called like a man and things like that.
Yeah.
Ah.
They didn't quite have the name for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I got to like secondary school, I think it switched a little bit. It was more boys that would be like, "Oh, you're a lesbian," or like, "Oh," like didn't fit in with the boys. And then because I was used to fitting in with the boys, didn't quite fit in with the girls. So then it was like sort of navigating that.
Okay.
So I think when I got to secondary school, it sort of switched, and I was like, I need to like be a bit more feminine now, and sort of like I still played all my sports, didn't ever stop any doing that, but I think then sort of had to just sort of like try and blend in a little bit more.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
Yeah.
Do you have trouble now with the word lesbian?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No.
Where was the switch for that? Was
I
there
think
a
show.
the show? was
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so nice.
So I think like obviously the chat and then just being in such a like gay space,
Yeah.
queer space, and such a sort of welcoming, safe space. And then I think the reaction after the show, it was like, yeah, I'm fine with it now.
I
And
love
like
that.
proud of it as well, because I think, but that definitely came from doing the show. And then obviously the reaction after that was just sort of like
Yeah.
icing on the cake.
Every time I think of that scene, I'm
We were literally watched it this
yeah,
week again, and I was
yeah.
like the same reaction from me.
I
first saw
just
it.
keep getting like goosebumps
Yeah.
because I just think I just so shocked that everyone felt the same way, and I felt so ignorant because obviously like I'm not a gay woman, a lesbian.
Yeah.
I felt so ignorant, and I was like, oh my god, that's such a different dichotomy to have to go through.
Yeah.
And the way you said it, and the way you were like, but I am a lesbian and I am proud.
Yeah.
And then when you said that thing about lesbians were the ones that helped in the 1980s, or go on.
No,
You're so
that,
excited.
that because we did not know.
No.
Yeah,
And
like
that's so important. And they said, they were like, why is that not like
No, I know.
more? Yeah. And I think when you said that, and I was like, men in general
trash.
fucking suck. Like, we suck so much because I thought we didn't suck. I thought we were exempt from sucking because we were gay. And then I was like, no,
No,
gay
you
men
suck as well.
still suck. And it's so sad because it's like we just take as men, like specifically because we like really study like straight men, like hetero men, but like even in the gay community, like this accepting, this whatever, we know it's not that from like racism and stuff, but also I just feel women just get like the shit end all the time.
Yeah.
Even in the community, it's like all you see is like gay men or two men together, and like you really see representation, rarely see representation of women. And on top of that, that history not to be known
I know.
is really annoying.
Yeah,
Because it's like
100%.
that is what matters.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
and also it kind of goes into, like, I'll only touch on this because obviously it's like a big topic, but even when we're talking about transitioning, the focus tends to be in politics and stuff, male to female,
Oh God, yeah.
and rarely the other way around.
Yeah.
So it's even that to that point, it's
Yeah.
like not talked about and neglected.
Mm.
How do you feel about the rest of the community?
I mean, yeah, I
Men.
think that it's tough because I think like each sort of segment of it goes through its own struggles, and I think obviously most people are accepting of all of those things, but then there's always going to be sort of minorities that aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think
100%.
yeah, it's just tough. And I think I don't know where I saw it. I think it was like sort of for trans people now, their fight is what the gays was
Yeah.
Back
years
in the
ago.
80s and 90s,
Like I know it's
yeah.
it's not equal for all still. Like even like gay people obviously
Yeah.
face the struggles, but it's way better for acceptance. And it's like now society's like, right, who do we target now? And I feel like it's just sort of turned
Onto
to the trans
people.
community. It's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
baffling. And I think when you don't get the acceptance from inside the community, that's what blows my mind even more.
Yeah.
Like I get it from outside because you're always going to get that.
Yeah.
But when it's from inside the community as well, it's like a bit more difficult
Harsh.
to wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
100%.
And it gives people like the ammo excuse to like be harsh to the community because
Oh,
you're
God,
like,
yeah.
oh well, this gay person, this trans person
Yeah.
said this, so actually you're wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
It'd be good if maybe you could revisit like kind of what you said on the show with how the L is the reason why LGBTQ plus
Yeah.
it starts there
Yeah.
for like the listeners
Yeah.
and for
Yeah.
us for like a little refresher because I
Yeah.
like the way
You
you explained it on the show.
Yeah. So like
Put you
literally
on the
2
spot.
years ago.
yeah.
But yeah, so I think I don't actually even know like how I knew it. It was just like it was like a sort of guided conversation. Like we were obviously talking about like how we identify and what like terms we like to use. And then I think a member of the team came over to all of us and was like, does anybody know why the L is at the start? And I was like, I think I do.
Okay.
So I like put my hand, but like I don't actually know how I knew it. I think I just
Okay.
like, you know, when you like scroll,
Stuck with
I saw it like when you're scrolling on like Instagram or
Yeah.
something like that. And I was like, ooh. And then like went over and like confirmed it with her. And then she was like, it'd be really great if you could like tell everyone else that. So I was like, right, okay.
Okay.
So like,
No pressure.
yeah. I was like, and then because then I was like, I don't know if I like know it correctly. Like, do I know it like
Yeah.
properly? Like, I didn't want to like do it any sort of like injustice or like disservice.
Of course.
But I think it was just essentially that the L is the first letter in the LGBTQ plus because during the AIDS crisis, it was the lesbians that were helping the men that were affected by AIDS when they were getting neglected or sort of cast aside because it was obviously really uneducated at that point.
Yeah.
It was lesbians that were like sort of stepping up and taking care of them. And I think after that, it was like a sort of an appreciation or like a thank you to the lesbians. I think previous to that, there had been the sort of
Very separate.
like the divide of like sort of
Yeah.
sexism and all of that of
Yeah.
like very, like you said, separate communities. I think it was like just sort of a bit of an
Yeah.
acknowledgement after that.
I think it's part of like a little bit of like the feminist movement as well. I think there was like a bit of that, and then
Yeah.
also there was discussion. So I don't know who sat down with the gays and
Yeah.
lesbians like, what are we gonna do about this
Yeah.
alphabet? But like it was like, should it be G, L and whatever? And
Yeah.
I think during the feminist waves around like the 90s, I think it was like the second wave, maybe third wave. And they wanted to put women at the forefront as well.
Yeah.
And so they put the L at the
Yeah.
beginning. And I just think it's so sad because the gay community, like when we're talking about men specifically, like love women
Yeah.
and they idolize women. And like, you know, there is so much support for women, but at the same time, there is still that
Yeah.
inherent toxic masculinity where you might say something that you shouldn't really say, or, you know, like it's, I don't know.
One thing that I think we've noticed with gay men is, toxic masculinity and like these roles that we play into. Is that similar with lesbians?
Yeah, like the
is
lesbian
there
community.
toxic masculinity within the community on that side or not?
I think a little bit. I don't know if I've ever like thought of it as sort of toxic masculinity, but I guess it kind of is. Like I think
Okay.
from my sort of experiences playing football, I've always thought there's like a weird like toxicity in there with the whole like football leser and like football lesbian. Like I've been in a lot of teams where it's like I'll turn up to a social and it's like, oh, you look really gay today. I'm like,
Okay.
well, yeah. Wasn't trying to look straight.
Yeah.
But like, or it's like, oh, you're leser, or like, there was always like, I feel like being a football lesbian, it was like you didn't want to be the football lesbian. So it was like,
Oh.
I feel like
Interesting.
because like football and a lot of sports are quite masculine,
Yeah.
you're then fighting to not be too masculine.
Oh, so it's deemed better if you're more feminine.
Yeah, a little bit. I think.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You can only speak from your experience.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
from
yeah,
my
that's-
experience. So it's like, I find it really difficult to sort of explain, but it's like, yeah, I think it's just sort of, you'll get the little jibes or you're so gay or you're such a, not, I don't feel like the word dyke was chucked around, but it was chucked around as an insult if it was. It'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Really?
yeah, like I remember one conversation at, there's a team I was at a few years ago, and I like remember saying, oh, we haven't really got any sort of really like butch or like masculine lesbians on our team. And like one of the girls was like, yeah, we have, we've got you. And like I remember at the time, I hated that.
Because it didn't
Like,
feel like a
it
nice
was-
comment.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was definitely not meant in a nice way. It was like, it was just like, and like I hated that because I was also like trying to not be too masculine. I think like having grown up being called like a man at school and those sorts of things,
And you think
I
within
was
the
always trying to like
community-
fight that. Whereas I think
Yeah.
like it's just a bit of like toxicity around it and not wanting to be like too gay. But I think that's like football.
That's so crazy.
I think that's
It's a
football.
parallel.
Yeah, because it's as well. I think like you've got the gay community, and obviously like women's football is very gay, but I think it's like they're quite separate
Okay.
and like very different.
because I feel like there's a almost like a homophobic trope about women that play football that they
Yeah.
are all gay
Yeah.
or lesbians,
Yeah.
and that's not true.
No,
So yeah, so it must be separate.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
but then it's like those sorts of comments were coming from other lesbians.
Right.
So it's like,
Oh, that's what you meant by in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Okay.
you.
like it wasn't
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
people saying that.
Yeah,
Like, straight
yeah.
people like if they're homophobic, they usually keep it quiet.
Or
Yeah.
they do it. Yeah.
Or they're like, oh, they're fine
Yeah.
because they've literally grown up playing women's football.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like again, it's not all football lesbians.
Yeah, no,
it's
yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Come for me. yeah.
1, 1, 2. Yeah, it's just like you would get like just them little comments.
I am astounded because I am just thinking you've just broken my whole theory.
No, I mean your theory still stands.
No, I know, but because I was
there's
thinking, I thought,
branches off of it.
well, this is it, because I was thinking like we have that as gay guys. If you're too feminine,
Yeah.
They-
it's
don't
you're
like
too
it.
femme,
Yeah.
you're
They
too
want the
catty.
masculine,
Yeah.
A bit more
straight
acting.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, oh, that's because of toxic masculinity. So
Yeah.
in my head, there's a book by Carolina Perez
Mhm.
called Invisible Women.
Okay.
And it basically talks about like the masculine default. So rather than masculinity and toxic masculinity being because of men specifically, it's more about the masculine default
Trait.
traits, energies, whatever from
Yeah.
people. So you could have like a woman who's really masculine, a man who's really feminine, and you can have political policies that are deemed masculine. So more about war, fighting, that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
like things that are deemed masculine. So when I thought about that, I was like, oh, it makes sense. In the gay community, the toxic masculinity is feminine is weak, femininity is weak.
Yeah.
And lesbians that appear more masculine are more accepted by men, straight men, because they have something to align to. They respect masculinity
Yeah.
more. It's a bit more powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really simplistic, but like that's
Yeah.
kind of thing. And so my theory was that is
Mm.
toxic masculinity potentially in the lesbian community is actually the masculine lesbians would be more admired
Yeah.
because they're exuding masculinity. But like the fact that you've
Yeah.
said that is so interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like they're probably admired by more feminine lesbians that like that.
Right.
And like you can, I think sometimes like you'll have friendships with other masculine, but then you can have it as like a bit of a like butting heads as well, where it's like almost like fighting out to be like top dog, and like it's not that.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
that's what I mean. Toxic masculinity can come out in so many different ways. 'Cause
Yeah.
that feels very almost hetero male domination.
Yeah.
Who's the top dog?
Yeah.
Like it feels like those kind of traits. Would you agree, or is that?
I don't know.
up to you to
It's
say?
it's really hard because it's like I think as well like with men, like some men like I get on really well, but I think I also notice a difference with some men since I've cut my hair. Like some men like they don't really know like where to place me.
Right.
Whereas I think like when I had like longer hair or whatever, it wasn't straight passing, but like was more sort of like socially accepted as a woman
Right.
to men. So then it was like I
Right.
feel like they knew how to like it was like she's a woman.
Where
Okay.
Whereas like now it's like she's got short hair. She's still quite attractive, but she's masculine. Like they
So is it more negative now? You
it,
say?
like with some, yeah. I think
Yeah,
they're like
interesting.
what I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Whereas like other men like vibe with and it's fine
yeah.
because I am like more masculine and like
they get that.
yeah.
That's so funny how like just a haircut can.
Yeah.
change the whole
Honestly.
The straights have like a mental break.
Yeah, honestly.
what do we do?
Literally.
It's so funny.
That is wild.
So funny.
Thank you so much. I love eye-opening moments like that because I don't think we know enough about the lesbian community.
I think there's an element where, even though we're all within like LGBTQ plus, there still is like a little bit of a separation. I think between, and I don't know if that's
definitely.
always been there or if that's like more of a new
Is that a
thing.
thing? Yeah. Is that? Do you think that's a thing?
What the
Gay
separation?
men and the
Yeah.
lesbian women are like, because there's always been that trope, hasn't there? That it's like a thing, where it's like they don't get on or something. I don't know.
I think a little bit. Like I wouldn't say it's like across the board, but I think
Right.
like there is a bit of a divide. But I think that's like how society is. Like you
Yeah.
sort of go with the people that you've got, like,
Yeah, you identify with
yeah.
overall
So like that's my
similar
group, and then that's their
experiences.
group, and it's like you'll have a bit of a crossover, but I think like
In
it's just sort of naturally how it is. But I think, yeah, I feel like until probably the show, I probably wasn't actually around many gay men, so like hadn't really had many experiences with it, and I think I'd always thought like I don't know how I'll like will we get on?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like
yeah,
It's
I
our
get
common
that.
ground.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm like you like men, I don't.
I actually hate them.
I hate all men.
Ew.
And then it's like I feel like stereotypically gay men, it's like they're more tapped into like femininity.
Yeah.
And, like
Yeah.
I'm quite more tapped into like masculinity. So then it's like,
That's so
where
true.
do we mesh in?
Yeah.
And then like doing the show and then like obviously meeting like all the boys from their show, and I'm like, we're all just gay.
Yeah.
Like, this is lovely. I love this.
Just a bunch of gays.
Yeah.
That's so true.
The other interesting thing about the show as well is the fact that I mean, both of them, I Kissed a Boy and I Kissed a Girl, has quite a good amount of diversity. I think it's a good representation of bringing back a little bit of like the romance to like gay same-sex relationships. How was your journey on the show?
I was with my match for the whole show, and then it was like sort of afterwards that like things kind of fizzled. But like the experience on the show was good.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when I try and sort of like recap it to people, it's hard because it's such a like.
Yeah.
Feels
And
like
so much has happened
Yeah.
since then
Yeah.
as well.
Oh
Yeah.
god, yeah, it's literally like 2 years ago. But I
Yeah.
think it like felt like a fever dream, to be honest. Like it's
Really?
just so mad,
Okay.
and you're in this such sort of like bubble where it's just phones don't exist, time doesn't exist, and you're with like the same group of people, and
Yeah.
it's really bizarre, but it was really good. And I think when I explain to people, I say it's a mostly positive experience.
Yeah.
But I think like when I think of like Love Island's 8 weeks, I think
Mhm.
when they shoot that, if I'd
Yeah.
been there for 8 weeks, I think I would have lost my head.
Yeah.
How long were you there
Just-
for?
Filming was like 2.5 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's quite a short.
Yeah, it's
dense
short
part.
and it's
Yeah.
like short
Yeah.
and sweet.
Was the discomfort just with the word lesbian, or was it with being like?
No, I
was
think
it
just the words.
just the word.
just the
Okay.
word,
So
yeah.
the dating aspect of that.
Yeah.
Were you always comfortable with dating women, or did you try and date guys, or how did that look for you, that journey?
Never really dated guys. No. But like didn't really date women. I didn't really like enjoy dating really.
Okay.
I'd had sort of 2 relationships before I went on the show. One had been like 2.5-ish years.
Okay.
The other one was like 6 months. That was hellish. So then like didn't date anyone for like a year, and then went on the show.
Now you're like, no.
And then I thought, yeah.
Oh, and then straight
and then
into-
went on the show.
Okay.
So it was one of them ones where I was like, I thought I was sort of healed, but
Okay.
I'd just been, I think, ignoring it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I went on the show and I was like, ooh.
I gotta.
I was like, ooh, therapy. trigger. So I think,
Easier, difficult.
I mean, I'm with someone, so
Oh.
How long has this been going on for?
year and a little bit.
Oh,
wow.
okay.
Yeah. So
Is
like
that-
it was about a year in July. So it
Right.
was like after the show came out.
Okay.
Yeah. Was that weird for her to see the show? Like,
Yeah. She
um,
didn't love that.
Would you say your attachment's anxiously attached, avoidant attached? What would you?
See, so I read a book on like attachment like years ago.
Okay.
And I
You
think
know
when
more than
I read
us.
it,
Yeah.
when I read it, when it was years ago, I feel like I went through a stage of like reading loads of books and then would forget it, like would read it so quickly that nothing went in.
Yeah,
But it was like
self-
self-development.
yeah.
When I read it, I think I thought I was secure,
Okay.
but then I think that was one relationship I was in, but I was probably realistically a little bit anxious
Okay.
because then the next relationship I was outrageously anxious, but then the relationship I'm in now, I'd say secure. So I think,
Yeah, I think it can-
depends.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I think I've always thought or said that anyone can be crazy with like the wrong person,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or like the wrong person could send someone crazy.
Because
Yeah.
if they're doing stuff that's going to trigger you and they don't
Yeah.
even realize, that can make you spiral
Yeah.
and act
Yeah,
any kind of way. So that does make sense.
yeah.
That is so funny because I'm like, just flashback to all relationships and I was like, oh my god, I think I'm crazy.
Death trauma.
Football.
area. Yeah.
Let's talk about it a little bit
Mhm.
because I feel like it's a big part of your life.
Yeah.
And I think it was an important part of your life for so many years.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and learn from you.
Okay.
Football stuff.
You kick
Yeah.
a ball.
My nephew's making me learn lots of stuff. So now at least I know what a nutmeg is.
Nice.
And I know
Offside is.
I still don't really get
Yeah,
offside.
fair.
Sorry.
Right.
He tells me I'm offside, but I'm like, I think you're lying because you just want the ball.
You're gaslighting me.
Yeah. And then I know the difference between, because I keep saying corner
Okay.
when he kicks it into my corner, and he's like, no, that's a goal kick.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's the difference? Like, I don't know. So I know some stuff.
Nice.
But teach me more. So tell me about your football journey. When did you start? It was quite young, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I think sort of just always played as a kid. Like
Mhm.
played at school and then played for a boys team, then a girls team, and then just sort of like progressed. Went out to America when I was 18, did university out there, played
That's so
football.
fun.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Where was
Was
it?
that not like a sponsorship? What's the-
Scholarship.
Scholarship. It was
Yeah,
actually. Oh,
yeah.
how was that experience?
That was good.
And whereabouts
Yeah.
in America?
So I was in South Florida for like 3.5 years.
Okay.
And then South Carolina for a year and a half. And then I
Oh, a
played
while.
played in like summer leagues.
Okay.
Like yeah, it was like was considered semi-pro, but it was just sort of, I don't know. Don't really know how you describe it. But yeah, I played for summer league, so that was really cool.
Okay. Nice.
How is it true that America's better with women's football, women's soccer?
Yeah, I think so. It's more they're more excited. Well, they were more excited about it at that time. I think
Right.
England sort of grown with
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of support for women's football, so that's definitely gotten better. But yeah, when at the time I was out there, it was way
Yeah.
more better.
Because my knowledge just comes from Bend It Like Beckham.
Yeah.
So that's
But the shift
Yeah.
with women's football now
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
last couple of years
Yeah,
is completely changed.
yeah,
I
why
feel
is
like
that?
I don't know what the catalyst or
I think just like women's football, like they've done really well in the sort of tournaments that they've been in, and then just publicity and the attention they've gotten has been way better.
Mm.
But I think when I was in America, when I compared the sort of USA national team to the English national team, like football was sexier in America. So I feel like
Mm.
it's become sexier here,
Mm-mm.
and it's whatever they've done to do that, whether that's just happened naturally,
yeah.
that's where it's gone. 'Cause I think,
Right.
like growing up, women's football, it wasn't sexy,
Yeah.
and it was like little things. Like you would wear the men's kits, so like the
Right.
shirt would be baggy, the shorts are baggy.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't
Right,
sexy.
Right.
Whereas like now it's sexier.
Okay.
And I think when I was in America, like I was obsessed with the USA women's national team because respectfully, a lot of the players were hot.
Okay. Okay.
And
Well, just like they were hot in general, or what they
Yeah.
wore, or just like every.
what like they were attractive. But I
Okay.
don't know if that was just because like they were badass and they were good at what they did. and
Yeah.
Just sort of the way that they were presented to you by, I don't even like, I guess sort of the media over there. You were like, oh my
Okay.
God. Like you wanted to be them.
Yeah.
Whereas I think growing up, you didn't have that feeling about the England team.
Yeah.
But I think that's because there also wasn't that sort of, they weren't being, there was no attention on
Yeah, they
the
weren't
national teams when I,
marketed in that
no,
way.
not at all. Whereas I think now you have that. Like everyone wants to be Leah Williamson. Or like there's players in the team and you're like Chloe Kelly is cool. Like the players are cool. Whereas like there wasn't that growing up.
Yeah.
I feel like there's been a switch where it's like it's sexy, it's cool, and
It's
it's
now a thing to
yeah, it's
be-
trendy. The women have performed so well, so then they've had to like fight to get that attention
Yeah.
by being good. So then I think I don't know whether, like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like
Yeah. Exactly.
are they
Is it because they did that or
Yeah.
it's after? Yeah. Do you watch men's football?
sometimes?
Okay.
Yeah,
But you mainly watch women's football?
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I wouldn't be gagging to go and watch a men's game. Like I'll watch it on the TV or watch like Match of the Day and watch like the highlights and stuff.
Mm.
But I don't think no part of me really wants to go and watch
The environment
a men's
is
game
so
like
intense. isn't it?
yeah, because it's just like completely different.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. The crowds. Are they
Yeah,
Okay.
so different. Whereas like women's football is an enjoyable experience.
Okay.
I think there's been sort of stories where it's like shifted a little bit, and you've heard stories where some of the women's teams have gotten abuse from fans and stuff. I think it was in the summer, and you've heard it a little bit more recently, like than you ever would have previously. But it's just a much more sort of inclusive and like welcoming
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
But when the stories like popped up of sort of abuse or whatever, like loads of players came out and were like, "That's not okay. Like that doesn't fly in our game."
Yeah.
So like, get lost.
Yeah.
Whereas like,
that.
I know they try and do it in the men's game when there's sort of racial abuse, and you'll see teams like walk off the pitch. But I think there's so much more
Yeah.
in men's football, like so many more fans, and it's so much harder to control.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas in the women's game, you can see that they're trying to.
They
Well,
can't
as soon as
strip
something
away.
happens, they're trying to like nip it straight in the bud.
Yeah. There's definitely something that I think men's football can learn from
yeah.
women's football. Whether they actually do that, I'm
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. I think the worry is with growing the women's game and trying to grow it so quickly is will it sort of veer towards how the men's game is?
That's the yeah. When you said like more recently, there's more comments. I
Yeah,
wonder if it's because it's getting more
because
popular.
it's more popular, it's getting way
Yeah.
bigger, and just like
I hope not.
yeah.
This is the thing.
But like I don't know how you control that.
Yeah, you can't. That's the
Just
problem.
bar men.
Yeah.
I've always said that to Josh. I'm like, I think what happened in the past, right, is that we were all living together, all happy, and then men slowly started realizing that women were more, and back in that day,
Yeah.
this isn't my belief, back in that day, women were more close to like godliness because they created life,
Yeah.
and they like, so the men were like, wait a minute, like
Yeah.
if they
Oh,
find
shit.
out,
Yeah.
yeah, then we're in shit. But they were at that point physically stronger,
Yeah.
so then they decided to like
Yeah.
make women doubt themselves, and so that's now the narrative is like
Yeah.
women should doubt themselves, women should whatever.
Yeah.
When actually, if you really think about it, this is gonna not go down well, but when you really think about it,
It'll go down well with me.
yeah. But like, I will always stand by that 100% because
Yeah.
like if you
Women
think,
are the blueprint, literally,
for
of
life,
Yeah.
everything.
and the way women handle shit, like it's so funny because I saw again Reese Witherspoon said this comment with when she accepted an award, but she said it again with a round table talk, and she was like, "When have you ever seen a woman turn to a man?" Because in all action scenes, she goes, "What are we gonna do?" Like to the man. She's like, "When has a woman ever done that to a man?" And I was like, would never know a single father, husband, whatever, that would expect their wife or their daughter to be like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
It's actually always the women that
Yeah.
are always sorting everything out, and the men are the panickers.
Yeah.
Men
the
are
men
dumb
are-
and have no idea what
Yeah,
to do in
and
every
they're the ones that are
situation.
hysterical. But
Yeah.
it's so.
No,
and
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just think it's the thing they did on purpose
Oh,
because they don't want us to
100%.
know, but we know.
100%. Yeah, no, I've said the same thing, but I don't think I've probably like worded it as well as you just did. It's like I think, and it's also like you sound like bitter.
You
as
sound
well.
man-hating.
Yeah, you sound man-hating to be
Yeah.
like. I think men clocked that women were probably like had a bit more something going on,
Yeah.
and then we're like, right, we need to.
Knock it out
Yeah, that
a little
needs
bit.
Yeah.
like squish them down.
Yeah.
Because throughout the whole of history, like if you take out, I think religion fucked up
Oh
a
my
lot of
God,
things.
yeah.
But if you go before that,
Mm.
like women were seen as better. Do
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they were the life givers. They're the one that you went to in the tribes for the answers.
Yeah.
And then when religion came along, it was like a way to like control the women, and
Mm.
it's kind of been embedded and stayed up until like modern day.
Yeah.
But I think we're back.
We love men too.
Yeah.
Well, we do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
That's the
literally.
problem. Do you have any advice you'd give to your younger self?
I think like advice to my younger self would just be trying to like accept myself a little bit sooner. I think obviously struggled with it and sort of built up a narrative in my head that it would be a problem and that it would be an issue with the people around me when I think the issue was just more with myself. So I think obviously it's different for everyone and everyone's family's different, so the situation looks different for everyone, but I think just like I don't even know, it's so difficult. Like you are okay, like there's nothing wrong with you, just because of whatever society thinks you should be isn't necessarily, you don't have to like adhere to that blueprint. You can be who you want to be, and I think it just gets better as you get older. Like I think I sort of came out when I was 21 and I'm 30 now. It gets so much better.
Mm.
And I think like when I was on the show, I was probably one of the older ones. And I'm obviously, when I'm in like footballing environments as well, I'm one of the older ones and everyone's like, oh, you're 30, oh, you're old. But I think I'm so happy to be 30. And I don't envy anyone that's 21 or whatever, because I'm like, that's young, that's great. But I'm like, I did my time
Yeah.
of like struggling with my sexuality and struggling with what I'm doing in life. Like I'm so happy to be where I am. And I think it just like, don't beat yourself up. I think with like your sexuality and just sort of like everyone says that it gets better and like you find your people and you just become more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And then I think with finding a passion, I think it's deep down most people know what their passion is, but they either ignore it or do what they think they should do or what other people want them to do or what society thinks them to do. I think it's just listen to yourself and go, like, follow what you truly love, and just, again, it's different for everyone because not everyone has like supportive parents or supportive upbringings and things like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's just finding what you love and then not letting anyone take it away from you.
Yeah. Just pushing forward.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's really good advice, to be honest, because sometimes we're so scared we make situations worse for ourselves. Like, even my coming out with like an Arab dad and stuff, like, I thought it'd be way worse. And it might
Yeah.
be for other people, but
Yeah.
I thought it'd be way worse.
Yeah.
And sometimes you make it so much worse.
Yeah.
When you actually tell someone, they're like, yeah. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's getting out of your head.
Mm.
Because if it's just in your head and you're just constantly mulling over it, it gets bigger and bigger and like worse and
Yeah,
worse. You're
yeah,
just
yeah,
thinking, and then as soon as you say something, or even like writing something down or just speaking to one person, you're thinking, why did I like stress about that for years?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it wasn't that deep. I've dealt with mental health, like sort of depression and things like that with football and sort of various teams that I've been in. I think I was in a team a couple of years ago where I actually left that team to go and do the show, and I was just not in a great place. And at the time, I was just like, oh, I'm just unhappy. But I was constantly beating myself up, like, why am I unhappy? Like, I should be so happy. I'm in a full-time team. Like, I've got a house. I get on with some of the girls. Like, why am I not happy? But I just felt so lonely and like isolated in that team.
Mm.
And it wasn't until sort of recently that I, like, looking back, I was like, I was depressed.
Oh,
But I didn't realise it until like recently.
Yeah.
oh, Bobs, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I didn't think I'd get choked up about that.
No, that's it.
Do you want a tissue? Some room. This is a new bog roll.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's not an old one.
I would have taken it regardless. Thank you.
I would offer you a hug.
No, it's all right. We'll hug after.
Yeah.
No, and I think it was like realising that I was depressed actually made me feel better, because I think I'd sort of previously been like beating myself up for the way I felt, and I'd been like, why could I not just be happy?
But yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
But yeah, it wasn't until I was like, I was depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fair. Like, I did the right thing by leaving, going on the show,
Yeah.
and just like completely changing my environment.
Yeah. Sometimes it's really hard as well to know why, like, if you're having these feelings and you're just feeling like really low and down, and like it can be so frustrating to be like, why though? I don't understand why. But it's nice to recap a couple of years on to be like, I know the reason why, and I can learn from that.
But it's the guilt. It's so
Yeah.
like what you're saying is so like I hear it so much. Like I really get it, because you're like, fuck's sake, like I have, like, why am I unhappy? Like I have everything. Like why? Like I completely get that,
Yeah.
but that makes it worse. It's the resistance, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's the
no,
same-
100%. I think that's like, ties in with like being gay a little bit, and that's trying to fight that, like, makes it worse. Because I think I was like trying to fight the way I felt, and I
Yeah.
spent like so long sort of afterwards like beating myself up,
Yeah.
because like I left that team and was sort of forced to go, like, drop down a league and go to another team, which like I never wanted to do, but I was sort of like pushed into it.
Right.
So then I spent like 2 years of that team never wanting to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, but I was just like hard-headed, like,
Get
I've
on
got to
with
push
it.
through, like,
Yeah.
do these 2 years and then I can like go back up, be somewhere else. But it was just like, it was like this past year, like maybe in the summer, I was like, no,
Yeah.
like, you left because you had to, you were so unhappy. These last 2 years, whatever. But then it's like, that door's shut. Now I can just sort of like finally accept
Yeah.
that.
I mean, that's the problem, is like it's like, there's so much that you said. Thank you so much for that, because I think it's really helpful, and you're like helping me also like understand even like my mind, is you pushing through because you feel like there isn't a reason to be upset,
Yeah.
scared, or whatever. So you're like, well, I shouldn't be, so I'm gonna keep going. And then
Yeah.
something happens that you don't actually want to do, and
Yeah.
that really pushes on your chi and really
Yeah.
pushes on your energy and like your soul. And so you're then there doing something for 2 years that you don't want to do. And then you're surprised why you're feeling down and why you're feeling sad and why you don't like
Yeah.
it. And I think so many people do that.
Yeah.
And so many people listening will know exactly that feeling, that
Yeah.
job that they're doing, that
Yeah.
course, the studies,
Yeah.
whatever, that friendship, that relationship.
Yeah.
And you're there and you're just like, it's fine, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And it just wears you down.
Yeah.
And like it's so good that you can look back at that and be like, I was low,
Yeah.
I was depressed.
Yeah.
Now I know what that feels like, and I know how to look after myself now to try and not let that happen again, or at least know how to deal with it if it does. And I think that's really powerful, and you should be fucking proud of yourself.
No, I
Because
am.
that's really
Yeah,
hard.
but yeah, I think it's honestly taken till sort of recently to feel that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think as well, sort of having that like light bulb moment and realizing that that's how I was,
Mm.
and then looking back on probably like my whole sort of playing career and like pinpointing other moments where I probably felt the same.
Mm-mm.
And I sort of
Interesting.
there's been so many like rubbish football sort of environments I've been in, but I've persevered because I'm like trying to get to this end goal of being the best footballer I
Yeah,
can be.
if I hack it out, just
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
if I keep going, like I'm so close. But then
Yeah.
it's like, what am I doing to
What is
myself?
close though? What was it? What were you looking for? Do you know?
What do you mean?
Like, what was it? You know, you're like, oh, I'm almost there. What is it? What was
I
that?
think like I wanted to like be in like the WSL, which is like the top league,
Okay.
and I was in the Championship, which was the second league,
Right.
and I was like,
Almost
I
there.
feel like I'm good enough, like I can get there, but then it's like, what was I going to get when I got there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Because
no.
it was like I'd obviously been in America, I'd been at so many teams, and like playing part-time, like came back to England and playing part-time, it was crap.
Oh, okay.
But the whole time I was in America, I was just thinking about playing afterwards. So like looking back on that, I'm like, I didn't even really fully enjoy
Wasn't-
that.
wasn't
always the
present.
next
And like it was an
step.
amazing experience, but I'm thinking I didn't really enjoy it the way I should have, because I was always thinking about football afterwards.
Yeah,
And then I got to football afterwards and it was part-time. I was waitressing. I was thinking, this ain't worth it.
yeah.
But I like was pushing because I was like, this is what I do. I play football.
Yeah.
Got to keep going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got a little bit better like year on year. Was playing at Sheffield United, and that was like the best team and best sort of setup that I've been at. And I was like, yes, this is really good. But got paid like less than £500 a month, which just about covered the room I was renting.
Right.
And I was working as a
Crazy.
chuffing supply teacher. It
Uh,
was so
You were a
crap.
supply
I
teacher.
was a supply teacher.
Oh,
No part of me should be a supply teacher at all. I should never be in a school.
No,
Do not let me
but
be
supply teachers, that would be the worst.
awful.
That would be
It
the
was
worst.
karma.
Yeah.
Like, the years I had spent harassing supply teachers, I came back
it
and
came back like, you will be
yeah,
that one.
like, it's your time, bitch.
That's so
I was
funny.
like, God.
Oh no.
So then, like, that was like was loving where I was, but it was still just like not quite it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then I went to Durham, and it was full time. I had like my house was paid for, like where I was living with, like was covered, full time. Worked in the gym at the university, so like worked a couple nights a week. Like that was should have been the best, like,
Set up.
and it was like the best experience that I'd like sort of experienced in football, but it was still shit. But it was from a like different point, like something's always not quite right.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah.
just got to keep going. Like I
Yeah.
was on a 2-year contract, just got to get through these 2 years and then go somewhere else.
Okay.
But it got to the point where I was like, I can't get through these 2 years.
Yeah.
I was just like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I'd been like messaged. I was trying to leave in that summer, and I got messaged about the show, and then like didn't hear anything about it. So went back in and tried to just sort of crack on with it. But I was like, I don't think I can do this. And then I got messaged again about the show.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm doing this.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
I was
It's
like,
your
I need,
escape.
yeah, I was like, I needed something to sort of like just completely
Complete shift
redirect,
it,
like
yeah.
direct me out. And I was like, yeah,
Wow.
I'm gonna go do this, and then just
That is
with
so
whatever
brave
afterwards.
though to do a show like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
From what you were doing before,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
God,
so
yeah.
different. Yeah.
Whereas I think now, and I've said to people, if I'd been happy in my football environment, I would not have gone and done the show.
Right. Right.
But like, I'm so glad I went and did the show, because I
Yeah.
think from just a personal point of view and being happier with myself and my sexuality and everything like that,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I would have got to this point had I not done the show.
It was
Yeah.
needed
Yeah.
for like yourself rather
Yeah.
than like career stuff.
100%.
Yeah.
And football's
Yeah.
definitely something you want full time, right? Like this is your thing, or
Yeah.
are you did that show you that you didn't want that? Was that
No,
part of
I
the struggle?
did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did want that. So I think we're sort of. It's like such a long story and it's so complicated.
It's all right. If you want to, you can,
No, I
you
can.
have all day.
It's just like, so leaving Durham, they wouldn't let me stay in the league I was in.
Okay.
So I could have gone to another team in that league, but they said I had to drop down a league.
Yeah.
And like the agent I had at the time was like, you sort of just have to do this, otherwise you'll get charged with like breach of contract and you'll be like blacklisted. Just like, right. But then like dropping down a league, I feel like I've essentially been blacklisted because it's so hard to get like back up.
Okay.
It's like
taking
you
a
sort of say,
demotion,
oh, you're
right?
tier 3. It's like, oh, you're not tier 2.
Yeah.
It's like,
okay.
right, okay.
Yeah.
So it's just been like such a struggle to get back up. So like I would love to still be like full time training, like everything is football, but it's just it's not sort of like materialized.
Okay.
But I mean, it could,
Yeah.
but it's just depends.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I get
Like
that.
the thing, like in women's football, I say there aren't actually that many teams. Like in men's football, there are so many
Yeah.
teams, and like there's so much funding in a lot of those
Right.
teams. So like you can earn a living in a lot of teams, a lot of levels.
Mhm.
It just depends.
Where for it to be your full-time
Yeah.
job, you kind of need to be at the highest level.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have
Yeah.
to do something alongside it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
No,
it's
that
just,
does make sense.
Would you do coaching and stuff or?
Look,
No
no,
school
no.
environment. Yeah. Okay. Fair.
no. I
Fair,
think
fair.
once I'm done with football, I think I will be completely done.
Okay.
I think like do something else
Yeah. Got
Okay,
it.
okay.
and just not coaching.
Yeah.
No. No.
Thank you so much for sharing that
Yeah,
because
of
that
course.
really I found that so like therapeutic and helpful. Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
good.
You're okay?
Yeah, I've had my crime already.
No, you're good. Yeah. I say
My
that.
daily cry.
Yeah. Every Friday I cry. I cried this morning actually.
Did you?
Yeah. I told you when I was watching that guy give people money.
Oh, yeah.
I was sat in bed and he was showering and I was like crying. I was like, I love him. It's good to cry. But yeah, thank you so much. That was really, really like eye-opening and amazing. And I've learned so much. And I feel like I still want to chat
honestly.
more. So I'm going to have to just bug you later.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for that. And I think you're doing great.
Thank
I
you.
think accepting stuff that should be easily accepted is hard.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we can just be unhappy. We can just
Yeah.
be randomly anxious.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel bad about it.
No.
Because everyone goes through it.
Yeah.
And actually, what's really surprising is what you've said. I've heard from 1,000 friends to help you not feel alone, which is not knowing what's next, if they should do this. Like it's such a common experience that I feel we're pressured into by society.
Yeah.
Quite a
Yeah.
lot. So in case you ever feel sad again randomly, just let yourself feel sad
Yeah.
because why not? It's
Yeah.
fine. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
And thank
I
you
love
so
that.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoyed
Thank you.
it.
Thank you for having me.
Loved it.
Very blessed. Thank you.
Likewise.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.